We are back with more health and safety protocol updates, and today we're going to go over celebrity cruise lines. Get into it right after this. Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. Alright, health and safety protocols, and today we're going to go over celebrity cruise lines' health and safety protocols. Now, the health and safety protocols for celebrity cruise lines, they're a little bit different than some of the other ones within the Royal Caribbean group. And one of Celebrity's most recent changes is that if you need a PCR test when getting off of the cruise ship, say to travel back home internationally, starting after November the 16th, if you do not already have a cruise booked, so it'll be for new bookings only after November the 16th, you will be required to pay for that test, and Celebrity is no longer going to offer it to you at no charge. So that is something to keep in mind for any international travelers that will be sailing on Celebrity. But we're going to go ahead and jump here into the computer and take a look at Celebrity's current health and safety protocols. Alright, so we're going to jump over here on Celebrity's website, and right here at the top you have your View Health and Travel Requirements to keep you healthy at sea. Go ahead and click on that one, and then we're going to come down here to Country Travel Requirements. Alright, travel requirements vary by home port country. Be sure you're aware of both home port country and Celebrity Cruises' vaccine and testing requirements as they may differ. We're going to go and go into U.S. travel requirements. All right, U.S. travel requirements as of November the 19th, 2021. Travel requirements vary by home port country. Be sure you're aware of both home port country and Celebrity Cruises' vaccine and testing requirements as they may differ. We will continually evaluate and update these requirements and protocols as new information becomes available. Booked guests will be advised of the latest requirements leading up to departure. Requirements for entering the U.S. from abroad. All non-U.S. residents must present a negative NAT or antigen test taken 3 days of travel. Be sure to save a copy on your phone and bring a printed copy. Name on the test results must match those on government-issued identification. Health protocols and requirements. Vaccines. All sailings departing the U.S. are subject to guidance from the CDC. As such, Celebrity Cruises will require vaccine-eligible guests to be fully vaccinated with all initial doses administered at least 14 days prior to sailing. Only vaccines that are fully approved or authorized for emergency use by the Food and Drug Administration or the World Health Organization will be accepted. Guests with a mixed series of any two of the following vaccines taken with a minimum of 28 days between doses will also be considered fully vaccinated. Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, AstraZeneca, Sinovac, or Symphoharm. Youths who have received one dose of a vaccine other than Johnson & Johnson will not be considered fully vaccinated. To comply with this requirement, documentation of full vaccination must be provided at the terminal as a conditional for boarding. Celebrity Cruise will not accept any form of certificate of recovery. COVID-19 booster vaccine shots are not required to sail on Celebrity Cruises. Pre-cruise testing. Out of abundance of caution, Celebrity Cruises will be enhancing COVID-19 testing requirements for both vaccinated and unvaccinated guests. For U.S. sailings departing through December 31st, 2021, all vaccinated guests are required to present a negative COVID-19 test result at the time of embarkation. This test may be taken either as an antigen or PCR test conducted within 2 days of boarding the ship. Each guest is responsible for making their own arrangements with an accredited testing provider, as well as covering all associated costs. Unvaccinated children between the ages of 2 and 11 years old will be required to bring a negative antigen or PCR test conducted within 3 days of boarding. These guests will have an additional PCR test at the terminal prior to embarkation and on the day before disembarkation. Please note, the CDC has advised unvaccinated guests cannot be tested twice in 1 day, as it may affect the accuracy of the test results. Therefore, the COVID-19 test required before arriving at the terminal cannot be taken on boarding day. A registration link for required on-site testing at the terminal will be emailed separately. Pre-cruise testing requirements may continue into 2022. Testing options. The Abbott Binax Now COVID-19 AG Card Home Test. For fully vaccinated guests, a home test kit is available for purchase on our website. We are working with Optum, an authorized medical provider, to offer this test to our guests. Complete your pre-cruise test at home or any place of your choosing with the help of live video supervision by a certified guide. The test kit will be delivered anywhere in the United States within 3 business days following your order date. For the best shipping experience, we recommend placing your order at least a full week before the day you plan to take the test. Your validated test results will be delivered within 15 minutes. BioReference Scarlet Concierge Service. In partnership with BioReference, a concierge testing option is also available for our fully vaccinated guests. BioReference will send a qualified medical technician to your home, office, hotel, or any place you choose to perform the test. The cost is $85 per person. Your results will be ready in about 48 hours. International guests only. On-site cruise port testing with limited availability. For international guests who are unable to arrange testing via the options above, a limited amount of on-site testing appointments will be available at the cruise port. The cost for on-site testing starts at $99 per person. Advanced registration is required. Please choose the appropriate link for your departure port below to complete your purchase and your registration. Should a guest be unable to complete the testing requirements, a 100% refund or future cruise credit will be offered. Additional testing and protocols will be confirmed closer to your sailing departure date, in line with the most up-to-date recommendations from local government and health officials, as well as our Healthy Sail panel. These measures, including vaccination and testing requirements, will evolve along with public health standards. The governments of the Bahamas, Antigua, Dominica, and the U.S. Virgin Islands have now advised all passengers ages 12 and older traveling aboard a cruise ship must be fully vaccinated in order for the ship to be allowed entry into the Bahamas, St. John's, Roseau, St. Thomas, St. Croix, or St. John. To comply with this requirement, guests ages 12 and older must provide documentation of full vaccination at the terminal as a condition for boarding. Guests visiting the Bahamas on any sailing departing from the U.S. do not need to apply for the health visa. As of September the 3rd, 2021, the government of the Bahamas will require all guests 12 years and older to be fully vaccinated in order to enter the country by air or sea. This will include guests traveling on a cruise ship. When arriving to the Bahamas directly by air, all guests 2 years and older, regardless of vaccination status, will now be required to present a negative COVID-19 test result. This test may be taken as either a PCR test or an antigen test conducted within 5 days prior to arrival. Each guest is responsible for making their own arrangements with an accredited testing provider, as well as all associated costs. While on board, following CDC guidelines, masks will not be required for vaccinated guests. Masks are required for unvaccinated guests under 12 years old while indoors when not in their stateroom eating or drinking. Sailings outside of North America may require face masks to be worn indoors except when eating or drinking. While ashore, all vaccinated guests may go ashore on their own in ports where it is permitted. Please be aware that as destination conditions change, you may be required to go ashore on a shore excursion provided by Celebrity Cruises. This will help keep you safe and healthy for the rest of your vacation. Unvaccinated guests and families with unvaccinated children may only go ashore on a shore excursion provided by Celebrity Cruises. Shore excursion guidance is listed below. We will continue to monitor and update as any changes to local requirements occur. Excursions provided by Celebrity Cruises are required in Barbados, Panama, Dominica, Grenada, Jamaica, St. Kitts, and St. Lucia. Guests can explore the destination on their own in the ports below. However, we highly recommend you choose shore excursions with Celebrity Cruises that follow the same health protocols we have on board. All right, and here is a complete list of those. While in Aruba, the use of masks is required while indoors, except for while eating and drinking. The St. Martin government requires all unvaccinated guests ages 10 and older be tested 2 days prior to disembarking and visiting St. Martin. Test will be provided on board. Vaccinated guests only are approved to debark and tour the restricted port shopping area, as well as take local government approved tour of the islands. And the local health authority in St. Thomas and St. Croix have recommended that all guests, including fully vaccinated persons, wear a face mask while ashore and particularly while indoors. All right, travel home, U.S. and abroad. Unvaccinated children are required to take a COVID-19 test prior to re-entry into the U.S. This complimentary test will be administered on board. Currently, all fully vaccinated guests requiring a COVID-19 test to return to their home country will be provided the option to receive complimentary testing on board prior to disembarkation. Proof of return travel schedule within 24 hours of disembarkation will be required. As of Tuesday, November the 16th, 2021, for new bookings, home country re-entry testing will be available on board for a fee of $55 per person for an antigen test or $95 per person for a PCR test. Back-to-back cruises. Guests sailing on back-to-back cruises must show proof of vaccination and are required to take a COVID-19 test, producing negative results between each sailing. Guests who are not fully vaccinated or are not eligible to be vaccinated are not able to sail on back-to-back cruises. For guests sailing back-to-back on any Royal Caribbean group ship, complimentary testing will be provided on board. Effective November the 16th, 2021, if sailing on a cruise brand other than those within the Royal Caribbean group, guests will be responsible for making their own arrangements with an accredited testing provider, as well as covering all associated costs. Guests that do not meet the testing and health screening policy requirements will be denied boarding. For all U.S. cruises and guests, prior to sailing, please consult all applicable U.S. Centers for Disease Control travel advisories, warnings, or recommendations relating to cruise travel at the CDC website. If a certain threshold level of COVID-19 is detected on board the ship during your voyage, the voyage will end immediately. The ship will return to the port of embarkation, and your subsequent travel, including your return home, may be restricted or delayed. For cruises and guests worldwide, health and safety protocols, guest conduct rules, and regional travel restrictions vary by ship and destination and are subject to change without notice. Due to evolving health protocols, imagery and messaging may not accurately reflect onboard and destination experiences, offerings, features, or itineraries. These may not be available during your voyage, may vary by ship and destination, and may be subject to change without notice. The heating, ventilation, and air circulation HVAC systems on our ships continuously supply 100% fresh and filtered air indoors. You can breathe easy knowing the robust system's layers of protection make the transmission of aerosol particles between spaces extremely low to virtually impossible. This has been validated in an independent assessment conducted by the University of Nebraska's Medical Center and National Strategic Research Institute. So that is Celebrity's current health and safety protocols. Again, if you have a cruise booked on Celebrity Cruise Lines, you have any questions or concerns about their health and safety protocols, definitely go to their website, look through the frequently asked questions, see if your question is there and an answer for it. If it's not something you can find on the website, definitely call Celebrity. Make sure that when you get to the cruise port, you are prepared for everything. You have all of your documentation that you are going to need. That way you cannot be denied boarding when you get there. All right, I hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. Have yourself a great day, and we will see you out on the high seas.